Knowledge versus implementation. The gap of success. So I was having the conversation today with a good friend of mine about the Greatness Club, our 30-day challenge program that we want to see you join. We want to see you in because it will transform your confidence, your determination, your discipline, your ability to keep your word, your focus, your drive. It has the halo effect into all areas of your life, including your health, your fitness, all that kind of stuff. Plus, nice little physique bonuses like you could drop, best I've seen, and caveat, not standard, but best I've seen is 10 kilos in the 30 days. You can transform your life. You can burn unwanted body fat. You can lean out. I'll chuck up the before and after photos. You can check it out on my Instagram. There is great fucking potential to transform your life. And if you listened to any of my stuff before, you've heard me talk about it in detail. I've laid it all out there. I've given you absolutely everything. I've told you exactly what's in it and what I do and how I structure it and all that kind of fun stuff. And yet, the gap between knowledge and implementation is huge. It is truly the difference between you and success, between what you want and getting what you need. It is the difference. Because I've spoken about it for a long time, not just with this, but also, my gym and my programming and all that kind of stuff. Everything I know is out there basically on the internet for free or for a low barrier. The question is, are you going to find that knowledge? And two, are you actually going to implement it? Because most people could change their life if they implemented half of the stuff they know. Look, it wouldn't be perfect. You wouldn't reach all the highest success. But if we're just talking health and fitness, if we're just talking those areas, most people have a basic enough knowledge to understand where to start to get a little bit better, where to start to see some changes and some improvements. Start there. The gap isn't knowledge. The internet has opened up a world of resources. As I said, pretty much everything you could ever need to know, if you're willing to look hard enough, is out there for free or available for not that much money. But do you do it? Do you actually follow through? Because half my job, 90% of my job is accountability, is actually making sure that you show up and do the motherfucking work. That is the majority of my job. It just also helps that I happen to be fucking amazing at the other part of it, of actually delivering the results that you want. So I can bypass and accelerate a lot of the, stagnation and frustration that comes with trying to do this on your own. I just give you the clear plan, show you exactly what's going to happen, and then I hold you accountable. I hold you to the standard to actually get that shit done. Because the gap of knowledge versus implementation is huge. And that's where it lacks. Because I got asked that question of, well, you've given it all away for free. All the stuff on the Greatness Club is out there. Like, go back and listen to the 150 odd podcasts that I've done on the subject on different areas. All of it's there. If you want to listen to it, it's there. And everything you could possibly need to, even if we just wanted to shrink it down to the microcosm of health and fitness, everything you need is in there. I've shared literally in detail what I do to achieve my results and how I've helped others achieve their results. And it's not complex. It's not easy, but it's not complex. So it's all available there. But what you pay for me to do is to hold you accountable, to hold that standard. Because it is a rare, and I mean a rare fucking individual who can hold themselves to that standard, who can pick something difficult that is going to be a challenge, that is going to change them fundamentally as a person, and just fucking get it done. Show up every day, rain, hail, or shine, and get it done. That's a rare person. It's why we, adore success. We adore people who achieve incredible things, because it's a rare quality. It's a rare thing that happens. And so we want to see more of it. We are in awe of those people who can actually show up, who can show up for fucking years and get shit done. And I'm not even talking about years. I'm talking about 30 days. I'm talking about completely transforming your life, your physique, your mental toughness, your outlook, your perception in 30 fucking days. 45 minutes a day for 30 days. That's not a big ask. That's not a tall order. That can be done very, very easily. But most people don't have the dedication, the motivation, the consistency, the work ethic, the drive to actually go out and get that shit done without someone to hold them to the standard, without an accountability to that level of greatness. That's why it's called the Greatness Club. That's why it's called Chasing Greatness. That's why it's called 126 to Greatness, because it requires more of you than you're currently giving. On the flip side, though, once you have mastered those first 30 days, yeah, you will be a different man. Yeah, you will be at that point where you will have started developing those skills, that you can just go out and do it because you've developed the discipline to just show the fuck up and get that shit done. That makes you different. That separates you from the rest, because you now bridge that first gap between knowledge and implementation. You've begun that first phase, and that's the difference. That's where it starts. That's where you begin to make changes, and that's really, really an important phase. It's why you have to go through that first crucible. It's why it is so important that you get this done, and why we start off with the Greatness Club before we progress into 126 to Greatness, because you ain't fucking ready yet. And I know I've had people who have been like, oh, I could do it. Cool. Then do it. I don't think you could. I don't think most people have the capacity yet. And that is the primary word right there. Yet. I fully believe you have the capacity. I know that you could do this. I know you could turn this on and you could transform your whole world with 126 to Greatness. It would be unbelievable, the man that you would become through that process. But you need to, pay the piper. You need to start at the beginning. You need to start with the Greatness Club. You need to start with that 30-day challenge. Then you build from there. Then you get to things. And if that's all you ever do, fantastic. That might be enough to kickstart everything in all areas of your life. But you've got to start there. You've got to start with building the grit, the determination, the discipline, the focus, the drive, the ability to show up for 30 days in a row with no days off, with just perfection in your heart and getting the work done. Plus building that physique, stripping away unwanted body fat, improving your energy, your focus, how you show up mentally, your clarity, all that kind of stuff comes with that first 30-day adventure into seeing who you can become as a man. That's where we begin. That's how we kick things off. And then things will improve from there. Then things will get better. So that's what we got to start with, because you've got to be able to bridge the gap between knowledge and action, knowledge and implementation. Because, lots of people know lots of things. Lots of people have great ideas in their head. Lots of people have knowledge on things all around them, and then nothing ever happens. Hell, the amount of fat personal trainers I know, the amount of fat dietitians, nutritionists, doctors, coaches, all this kind of stuff that I know or have worked with. So in my time running my gym, I have personally trained, 7 nutritionists, 4 dietitians, 3 personal trainers, 5 doctors, and a couple of others in the health field. And the majority of them ran businesses in those areas, in educating people on nutrition and exercise, and couldn't fucking do it themselves. The gap between knowledge and implementation is a chasm that sometimes cannot be bridged without accountability, without people holding you to the standard. And it always baffled me with these ones. And look, I didn't always agree with them, and I would implement other areas and other styles and tactics for it. But there'd be a lot of conversations of like, yeah, I know, cool, now let's fucking do it. So I had to stump up large wads of cash to work with me personally, to be trained by me, so that I could tell them what they already knew, but I would make them show up. I would make them show up and do the work. And that's the difference. Because again, knowledge and implementation are different things. We know that we should go to bed early. We know that we should get good sleep. We know that we should exercise daily. We know that we should get out in the sunshine. We know that we should be connected to nature and to earth. We know that we should drink water. We know that we should eat lots of protein. We know we shouldn't eat processed food. We know that we should eat better. We should lift weights. We should go for walks. We should do these kinds of things. And yet how many people do it? Because yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it's hard. And yet there are people who do all that shit, who get it done every single day, and their life shows it. It shows that they have bridged the chasm of knowledge versus implementation, that they've shown up and actually done the motherfucking work. As I've said to you before on a different one, having the physique that you desire is a status symbol, because it cannot be bought, it cannot be stolen, it cannot be faked, it must be earned. It must be earned through consistent action. It must be earned through showing up every day and doing the work without fail. That's how you earn that, especially as you get older, especially as you push into being a father, as you get into your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. It is the highest status symbol, because everything else can be faked, everything else can be stolen, it can be earned at any time, it can be taken away, but your physique is your physique, and it can only be earned through blood, sweat, and tears, and consistent fucking effort. It's also why it gets hated on, as we spoke about the other day. This normality of dopamine chasing, of eating junk food, of drinking alcohol, of doing drugs, of, sedation is the normal par for the course. So to stand out not only takes consistency and effort, but it means bucking the system. It means standing up to those who do live those ways and saying, I refuse to continue to be this way. I know that there is a better way, and I'm going to live like it. I'm going to choose my highest good over this instant gratification. So it makes you stand out. And again, because you have crossed the chasm of implementation, that is a huge one. That is massive, that you crossed that line, you showed up, and you actually put into work what is required. Because many won't. Many won't do that stuff. Many will complain and whinge about it and talk about how they should do it and how, they know what to do and they'll start on Monday, or, they know what to do, but somehow they just never get started. Just start. Bridge the gap. Just start. Pick something and just do it. Even if it's not perfect, the act of starting is the biggest act of all. My gym is called Steps to Greatness, because that first step is the biggest and hardest step. That first step of actually showing up and beginning the journey is the hardest part. As I said, crossing the chasm of implementation, that is difficult shit, and most will never, and I mean never, cross that void. But you can. You can absolutely do that. You can just start by implementing. And as I said, everything I teach is all out there for free. So either Go back and find it and just do the work. Or let's hold a standard. Join me in the Greatness Club. Shoot me a message, become a part of the Greatness Club, and let me hold you to that standard. Let's set the standard of what is required, of what you have to do, of what is needed to be the best version of yourself in all fucking areas of your life. Let me hold that standard for you. Because it's really simple. It's not easy, but it's really simple. So let me hold you to that standard, and let's make that a reality. Because I don't know if you're going to cross that chasm any other way. I don't know if you can jump that bridge from knowledge of what needs to be done to actual implementation. So let's stop wondering. Let's stop pretending. Let's actually get it done. Let's actually show up and do that work. Let's make it a reality. Because you can. You can make that a reality. Let's do that and see who we can become on the other side. So that's all I have for you at the moment. But I'm hoping I'm going to hear from you real soon. I'm hoping that you'll be in my inbox real soon and we can get started. That you can get into the Greatness Club and start transforming your mental toughness, your discipline, your grit, your fortitude, all those kinds of areas, and just take that first step to becoming a sexy motherfucker and transforming your physique as well. Because I know you're ready for it. I know you're capable of it. We just need to hold that standard. So let's make that happen. Until then.